well. In my opinion, this is the reason why we have feature shows, is to help us, to help all of us, and for all of us to push each other and support each other. Another thing I do want to say is that this is a featured show. I will repeat it. So that means that throughout the show, if I don't address you specifically, individually, is because we do have a format in the feature shows that we do have to follow, which means that I am looking at every single favorite, every single thing you guys drop on the comment box. I am looking at it because I do have it on, all the gifts, all the hearts, all the favorites, all the love. However, I cannot address each and every one of you individually because it's a feature show. But what I will do is, at some points during the show, I will stop and give shout out to, if I see friends that are jumping in the stream that always support me, or to the top gifters, I will be giving shout out to plug everyone in and just to show my appreciation. The other thing I do want to say is that at the end of the show, and I do want to invite you to remain towards the end of the show, but at the end of the show, I will be making my top gifter of the stream my new bouncer. And I do this just as a form of appreciation, just to say, hey, thanks for tuning in and being on the show. And if by whatever reason you are already a bouncer and you get number one, then I will go down to my number two, and so forth and so on. What else do I need to say? Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Own It. This is your featured hour every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively now on Meet Me. How are we feeling about the split? Drop it on the comment box. But I'm very grateful that I'm on Meet Me. I'm very grateful that you're all here with me. And I will explain a little bit in case you're new, you're wondering who I am and what I do here. My name is Cicely. I am Cuban. I was born and raised in Cuba. But I have been living in Los Angeles for the last 10 years, where I have been pursuing a career in entertainment. I have done everything in entertainment, from acting to modeling to TV hosting to, I do a lot of hair modeling. I've been a ring girl for boxing fights. I have done a little bit of everything. Thank you, my love. I'm not allowed to do that, sorry. But I have done a little bit of everything in entertainment. And the reason I have this featured hour, and I'm so grateful to be on this feature show with all of you, is because I realized back in 2020 that I really wanted to give back. And it's great to be in entertainment. It's great to do what I do. I've had tons of opportunities and amazing experiences in LA. However, I think there's more to life than just being in entertainment and kind of doing things just for yourself. And that's why I wanted to really be on this show and give back to my community, to the streaming community. I love the streaming community. I think you guys are one of the most authentic communities out there. And I wanted to give back. I wanted to bring my knowledge of things that I have learned being in entertainment to you guys. But not only to me, from my perspective, but also from my guests' perspectives, right? I do have 2 guests every single show, and we all share our stories. I do have a topic of the day every single Tuesday that it's different. And by the way, I want to invite you all to connect with me on Instagram. I would love your feedback. If you have questions or feedback or ideas for the show, all of it is welcome, because we do have a show every Tuesday. I have had a show for a year now, and I'm super grateful. And I feel like ideas and new things and innovations are always welcome. Another announcement is that next Tuesday, I'm going to have a new intro for the show and a new banner for the show. And I'm so grateful to my admin emoji, Jay, and to Jojo. Shout out to Jojo. I don't think she's here, but she also helped me with the banner. And, I'm great at speaking, but I'm not great at technology. So I'm really, really excited and grateful that this is happening to improve the show. And throughout the year, hopefully there will be other things that I will be adding to the show to improve the show. Hopefully, we will see what I can come up with. But ideas are always welcome. And so, with that said, I also want to let you guys know we are having, if you've been here since the beginning of the stream, you might realize that we're having a little bit of a misunderstanding. I did have a guest that I was actually really excited to talk to him, and now I'm kind of bummed, but he is on POF, and we just realized this. So thank you, Emoji, for being on top of that. But I'm going to have a guest who is going to be stepping in, real deal. I don't think I know you unless you've changed your username. So I will let you do an introduction and tell everybody who you are, etc. But before we get to that part, welcome everybody. Welcome to One. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is hopefully your favorite show. I'm going to manifest it. This is going to be the number one feature show on the Meet Me platform in 2024. And I'm so grateful that you guys are here tuning in, listening. Your energy is very much appreciated. Your gifts, your hearts, your favorites. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. With that said, I'm going to share the topic of the day today. And the topic of the day was inspired by the guest who's not here any longer, but that's okay because I know that my other guest is really going to appreciate it as well because I am having an amazing guest today who is also a dear friend of mine here on the app. And he's amazing. He has an amazing story. A lot of you guys know him already. But the topic of the day today is how to find the value within yourself. And I wanted to really touch on this because I know firsthand, that a lot of times when I haven't booked jobs or when something hasn't worked out for me, it's because deep down I haven't really understood my value or really understood my worth. And I think all of us struggle with this. All of us. I don't care who you are. You could be a celebrity, you could be a top streamer. We all struggle with insecurities and self worth issues in one way or the other. And, I'm not saying that I have mastered this, but I will say that I have come a long way from when I started in entertainment 10 years ago to the last 2, 3 years being one of my best years in the industry because I have truly understood my worth, my value. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but I think it's really important, especially if we are streamers. If you're here and you're a streamer, yes, you have value. Okay. Newsflash. Your story is worth talking about. And that is exactly the premise of Own It. The Own It, the intention with this show is for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. And owning who you are is very much what's the word? Very much aligned with understanding your worth and your value. Okay. So, with that said, I want to introduce my first guest of the day, someone who is a dear friend of mine. One second. He is, of course, a streamer. A lot of you guys know him. He's from Georgia. He is diagnosed, oh my gosh, excuse me, I probably will not pronounce this correctly, but he's diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. He uses streaming and social media to share his story. Please welcome to the show, my dear friend, Charm Charlie.
There we go.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I want you to know you're one of the few people on the app that I actually feel like I talk to very, very often because we're either boxing each other here or like DMing on Instagram.
Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
welcome to the show, Charlie. Tell everybody, first of all, correct me with my pronunciation, please.
Okay, it is pronounced Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
So,
It's a
what is
really
that?
big word. It's a really big word. But it's French, if that makes sense. So the whoever discovered the disease, that was his last name was Duchenne. But anyway, so what Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a muscle wasting disease. So everybody's body produces a protein that is called dystrophin. And dystrophin is what builds your muscles in your body. And someone with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, our bodies do not produce dystrophin. So therefore, over time, basically all the muscles in your body turn into fat, and it usually ends with your heart or lungs failing. So it's a really severe disease.
Wow. I know we've talked about this before because you've been on the show before, but I don't think I've ever realized until now the exactly what it is. And I've always loved your story and what you share with us here. But I think it's extremely inspiring what you do and the fact that you are brave enough to put yourself on camera and be a streamer. Because a lot of people in your position would probably just shy away from that and from the world.
A lot of them do, and a lot of the times, if they want to get into streaming, it's because they have been in my streams. They hung out with me, and I've connected with people with the same disability, and they reach out to me and they're like, "Charlie, I want to stream too," and I'm like, "All right," and then I teach them. I tell them tips that I have for them and all that stuff, and they start streaming, and it's really cool when things like that happen.
So you've met other people with your same disability on here?
Not on this app in particular, but in other apps I stream on, I've met people.
That's amazing. So what's one thing that they all share with you that you help them with?
One thing I would say would be to, I guess, chase your dreams, to do what you love. Don't let your disability stop you from doing that. Is basically the message that I get from a lot of them.
That's amazing. And so I suppose that streaming has really helped you in your journey.
It
How
has.
has the community helped you?
Because it's having a disability, sometimes it's hard to go out because you have to have lots of energy to want to go out. And then because trying to get around people can be really stressful sometimes. So it's easy to socialize on here because you don't have to be, I guess, talking to people in person because that can be really hard to do.
So what's something that helps you keep going every day?
Something keeps me going every day. I would say streaming. Like, to be honest with you, streaming is definitely something that helps me get through everything that I do.
That's amazing. And so, okay, Charlie, so when because we're talking about self-worth and how to find the value within yourself, I think you're a person who has had to probably really dig deep
Mhm.
because I can't even imagine how I should probably say this. My mom has a disability. She's had polio since she was 3 years old. So I am very familiar with living with someone with a disability, but not everyone out there has that kind of kindness or mindset. And so for you, what has helped you find the value and the worth within yourself and showing that to the outside world?
I would say the value of myself would be that. Hmm. That's a hard question. I have to think about that one for a second. So the value of myself, I would say that I am is that the word resilient? That
Yes.
I don't let the small things bring me down. I always somehow I'm able to make anything that's a negative. Somehow I'm able to turn it into a positive, and I don't know how. It just have always been like that.
I love that. And so I want to make a quick pause and welcome everybody who's just tuning in right now. Welcome to Own It. This is a featured show here on the Meet Me app. And I am Cicely, best known as that Cuban girl around here. Please feel free to connect with me on Instagram or on YouTube. And, the intention with Own It, with this feature show, is for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. On the show, we have two amazing guests every Tuesday that share their stories. And hopefully, if you can relate to me, you can relate to either of them. Okay. So, right now, I'm talking to my friend Charlie, who's amazing and has an amazing story. And we're talking about how to find the value within yourself. And so, Charlie, for you on this, journey of being a streamer and having your disability and sharing your story with other people, what's like, this is going to be a very deep question, okay? But I think you're up for it. So, the day you're not here anymore, you know, whether you're 80 years old or whatever, what is one thing they want people to remember about you?
That I chased my dreams, that I did what I love, and I didn't let anything stop me. Nothing stopped me in the way of doing that.
I love that. So what are your streams usually about here?
My streams are usually about just talking to people, getting to know the community that I've created on here. And definitely a place where you
Amazing.
can be yourself, you don't have to, disability or not, that we can all get along and we can all be for each other no matter what.
I love that. Well, I would love to have you back in a few minutes at the end of the show if you're still around. Do you have any shout outs you want to quickly say?
Uh, no, I just want to say that thank you for having me on the show. And it's always awesome being able to share your story and to inspire people. And this show, it gives you the opportunity to inspire people that come into your stream.
Thank you, Charlie. You're always so sweet. Thank you so, so much. I love
Thanks
that.
for having
Appreciate
me.
that. Of course. I'll see you back in a few minutes. Everybody, that was Charm Charlie. Please, everybody, go show some love, go favorite him, and all the things. And hello, welcome, welcome to Own It. I appreciate you all tuning in. I always say it on here, but I'm super grateful for the energy that you share with me, even just by listening, being here. But favorites are appreciated. So thank you so much for the hearts and just the love that just showing up here every Tuesday means a lot to me. So today, on today's show, you guys, we're talking about finding the value within ourselves. And I know I mentioned already that I wanted to talk about this because it's something that I've had to personally truly work on. And, a lot of times people may look at someone like me, and think, oh, you're pretty or this or that. But I want you guys to know we all have challenges. It doesn't matter who we are. It could be J-Lo. We all have challenges simply because we're all human. And the human condition is there are struggles and challenges and illnesses and heartbreak. And we all go through very similar things. It doesn't matter who you are, right? And so, one of the things that I have always struggled with, or I used to always struggle with, I should say, was confidence, confidence in myself and my self worth. And that came from my upbringing, right? So, I think it's something that's very important, that is something that we all deal with in very different ways, and it's something that when we learn how to master and how to navigate, we really can become unstoppable. And so my wish for you this 2024 is that you become unstoppable in whatever way you wish to be unstoppable. So yeah, that is just my intention with the show. And I want to, before I share what's coming next, because we're gonna have a quote, we're gonna have my second guest jump in, and we're going to give the tip of the day, and then hopefully both my guests are still available towards the end of the featured hour. We're going to have them both in the box for final thoughts. Am I lagging a little bit? I'm lagging on my end. Am I lagging? I'm good. Okay. feel I feel like I'm having technical difficulties on my end, but if you say I'm good, then I'm good. Thank you. So basically, I'm going to walk you a little bit as to what's going to happen. Quote of the day coming up next. My second guest, tip of the day, and both my guests at the end of the box. And I do want to invite you to stay all the way throughout the featured hour because it's going to continue to get better and better today. So right now I'm going to give some shout outs to my top gifters and supporters of the stream. Number 5, my amazing admin emoji J. Thank you. Number 4, Tor Possible. Is that Kim Possible? Hello, Kimmy. Number 3, my dear friend Culinary. Number 2, what is it? Tita Pacific. Thank you. Number 1, Real Deal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, guys. And oh, it is Kim. Shout out to Kim. Everybody go favorite Kim. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to share the quote of the day with all of you. I truly loved this quote when I read it and I was like, yes. So, it goes as follows. There will always be someone who can't see your worth. Don't let that person be you. There will always be someone who can't see your worth. Don't let that person be you. And that is a quote by Mel Robbins. If you don't know who she is, go follow her on Instagram. She's super inspirational. And one of my toughest moments in 2021, she has this thing that is called the 5-second rule. And look it up because it truly was helpful. And yeah, I love that quote. I think that if you're a person who learns how to master how to see your worth and your value, you're going to truly make a lot of things happen. But a lot of you guys here have that in you because you're here, you're streamers, you believe in yourself, and I love that already. All right, you guys, so without further ado, is my second guest here, first of all? Is he here? Yes, he is here. I want to welcome to Own It someone that I'm sure is going to be very inspirational, and we're going to talk a little bit more with him coming up. Welcome to Own It, Real Deal.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you for being on the show.
No problem. Yeah, Jay's a very good friend of mine, and he's actually part of the family that I run on the app here. So no problem to step in last second.
Well, I really appreciate that because I mean, thank God he's on top of it because I would have been like, oh my gosh. But no, thank you for being on the show. Tell everybody who you are because I, unlike all the other guests, have no idea who you are.
Okay, so like my name's Real Deal. I actually have streamed on POF for the last 15 months. I've been very successful over there. We've built up a great network. And I am officially moving over to Meet Me. I've had my account duplicated. I'm just waiting for everything to the process to all complete. But like I just hit my 10 mil last week, so like we've been doing really good things, man, and I'm really excited for the future of streaming. I think that like with these platforms, anyways, POF has made some moves, and I'm excited to see what Meet Me does to kind of counteract that. So.
Congratulations. Yeah, I love that they're duplicating the or honoring, your status over there here too, because it's fair, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I think that it entices streamers to make the jump, right? And especially after what I've seen on POF today, you guys will be seeing me on Meet Me full time.
Okay, we'll talk about that later on the DMs because I'm intrigued.
TikTok,
But Real
it's
Deal,
TikTok.
so what are your streams about? What are you about?
Well, I do a lot of battling and a lot of networking. I have a culinary background, so we do some cooking streams here and there. Like I try to really connect with different people. I got on this platform, diamonds, wins, all that stuff was not something that was on the radar for me. This place was specifically about just expanding my social network. And in a very, very short amount of time, I discovered what the possibilities were on here. And like I just got on a wave and it didn't stop. And I'm still going. So
Congratulations. So how long have you been a streamer?
well, that 15 months. Like I started in October of 2022, and here we are, about a year, almost a year and a half later.
I love that because, I also I'm kind of new-ish, just like you. I've been streaming since August 2022 as well. But I have been very on and off, except for Own It. I've been very on and off the app. But I relate with what you're saying because I also started not expecting anything. I was just kind of like going through a difficult time. I started streaming just for fun. And then, same as you, like I started doing really well and I built a community fairly fast on here and a lot of friends. And I was like, wow, like these people are really authentic, which is the opposite of what I have encountered living in Los Angeles, right? On the Hollywood side and all that stuff. So I just fell
Yep.
in love with streaming.
Yep. This place, when I came here, I was very, very broken. Kenny, thank you. Like I was an extremely broken man. I just came out of a very, very long relationship that, you know, it ended really, really badly for my kids and everything. So it was just this place in a roundabout way lifted me off the ground. And not only did it do that, it it's just like me coming in here and you having the topic that you do, knowing your self values, like this was destiny calling right here, man, because like this place completely made me see what my value was in myself, that I never had the viewpoint, like the vantage point of how other people looked at me. And being here, I've gained that viewpoint, and I see how people respond to me and how people react to me, and it's been a really, really resounding and humbling effect that I've had here. And it's made me realize that, just me being on a platform like this and just being here and doing what I do on a day-to-day basis, it it's enough. It's enough that it's saved people's lives. So like
Okay, so
there's no
let's
other.
dive a little deeper.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell me a little bit more about that exactly. Like how exactly have you been able to find your self-worth and values through streaming?
Um, well, I think you just like, personally, from like my experience has been just the way that us as streamers that we touch other people. Like I've been on a stream before and had a guy come into the lobby, like I won't say names or anything, but I had a guy come in and was very, very upset. Just having a really, really bad experience, both on and off of the app at the same time. Kind of just talked the guy down, shared my experiences a little bit with him, and then after that, kind of just tried to lighten the tone and have some laughs with everybody around. That same guy messaged me a few days later and told me that my stream stopped him from committing suicide. That that really hit for me because like my father committed suicide about 20 years ago. And when that message came to me when I was younger that he was gone, I felt a very, very large feeling of responsibility, like I didn't do enough to let my dad know that I loved him, and like all of that mind crap that comes with those types of situations. Yeah, I definitely felt it. And then to be on the other side of the spectrum where somebody literally is like, like you saved my life. I can't tell you how that made me feel inside and the positive feelings that I gained, other than I knew that I was going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. This place is definitely built for me. So, like I try to push these vibes and these emotions upon people. I run a family that's based upon it here on the app. It's called the Good Vibe Tribe. Me and my best friend, we operate it. He operates the POF side of things, and now I'm going to be operating the me side of things. And like it's that the app has created this type of mentality for me where it's just positive thoughts bring positive reactions and everything in between, right? Our mind is a very, very powerful thing. Very, very powerful. And if you use it right, it can set you in the right direction at any moment in your life, anytime. And that's this place is and me personally, it's a prime example of it. So
I love that so much because I hear so many times on here, oh, the trolls, the negativity, this and that. And I always mention this, but for me, it's, what you're saying is so true because your mind, what you say, in my experience, I get nothing but positive people on here and on my streams. So I don't really relate. Like, sure, there are some times where you get the negativity, but like, because I don't pay attention, I don't get any more of it, if that makes sense. So what you focus on is what you're going to attract, and it's what's going to be in your life. So I love that you're mentioning that.
law of attraction is the oldest law on the planet, and it is the biggest rule of this application, ladies and gentlemen. So if you don't know what the law of attraction is, take a few minutes and go and Google that, because I'm telling you, the information that you're going to receive is going to change your life. The people that are around you, the surroundings that you keep with you, the way that you think, this matters. It attracts what comes into your life and what doesn't. Something that I've
100%.
I knew it before I came here. I knew this before I came here, but I've really, really influenced this method of living now. And 2023 was one of the worst years of my life, other than this place. 2024 has turned to be something completely different in a very short amount of time. We're only, a few weeks in, but it's already turning out to be a really good year. And that's the power of the mind, and the law of attraction, and making sure that the things around me and the people around me are all in a great space so that I can be in a great space.
Definitely. So what would you say it's something that has really helped you see your self-worth? I know you talked about the app and that guy specifically who shared his story, but besides that, was there anything else that helped you be like, oh my God, I do have value?
There's things every day that make me realize more and more about the value that I carry as a human, a father, a man. I look at different things every day. I think that probably the biggest one for me is my kids. My kids, they make me see the value of myself just by their genuine love that they hold for me as their dad. And that makes me strive. Makes me strive as a human, as a dad to be a better father. As a man to be a better man. And yeah, like they are they're the biggest thing in my life, hands down. The kids. They make me a better man. Make me want to be a better man. You know, the app's good, man, and it puts
So
you in the limelight, right? The app makes you into that being where you're the one on the camera, you're the one that's in the spotlight. I think our kids do that too. Kids make us put ourselves in the spotlight, make us put ourselves in positions maybe we might not otherwise, right? And I'm very grateful and blessed to have the children that I do, because I have some amazing kids. So
how many do you have?
I have four. I have two boys and two girls.
Oh my gosh, hands full.
Yeah, I have sole custody of my two youngest, so hands can be full, yes, absolutely. But they, it's a learning curve, right? Like I'm learning as I go. There's no perfection in anything that we do in life, and that's also something that I've learned. But there's striving towards being better, and that's what I do. So
So being a man on the app, because we've heard before that the app can be a little bit um, harder for men usually, but being a man on the app who's actually being successful, what would you tell someone on here who's watching you who might be struggling as a streamer?
don't give up. First and foremost, don't give up, because this place it's a surprise waiting to happen for most. That's the best way that I could describe this place. The surprise waiting for most. Um, so don't give up. The other thing I would say is be confident in yourself. Confidence is very, very key. When people see that it's an authentic thing and that it's not a cockiness. It's not, being too stuck into yourself and not into the people around you, but just being confident in what you bring to the table and being confident in who you are as a human being. Like that, what you just said is completely correct. I think that for men on here, it's definitely more difficult to be successful than it is for women. And um, I didn't look at any of those boundaries when I still don't look at those boundaries as a streamer. I look at this as like when I turn this on, this is my space, and I'm here to do my thing, which is just be me. It's not anything out of the ordinary. It's not anything that Gerald or JP or Mendez or Emoji J or Marty Party or anybody else can't do. Okay? And a lot of these people do this on a regular basis, but just be yourself. Just be yourself. People, they
I
relate to
love that advice.
authenticity, right? They relate to it. They resonate from it. People resonate onto authenticity and to genuine feelings and genuine thought. So when they see that and they see that it's real in somebody, they flock to it. And that's what my experience has been on here. And that's why I call myself the real deal, because like that's all we look for around here. We're not about all the fake mumbo jumbo, breaking people down, trolling. Like I see no benefit in that whatsoever. We're about having a good time, enjoying each other's companies, using this as the cheat code that it is, because this app is a cheat code. Straight.
How so?
You save all kinds of money, right? If you think about it, I've met people in 170 different countries in 15 months. Now, if I had have, taken the time and the money, right, to travel all around to these different places and go and interact with these people, I would not have met people in 170 countries by now, and I'd be broke. So, like, just for traveling around, right? Like, you get to go, and I think that, a lot of humans have a problem with being in each other's, space now, like physically after COVID. I think this is a real thing that is, touched humanity. This is a place where you can kind of evade that and you can be in whoever space you want to be. It's a really, really, really
I'm
cool
with
place, man.
Charlie. I'm with Charlie too. He says, I never thought about it that way. Me neither. That was a great way of thinking about it.
It really is. People don't look at it this way, and it's a very, very uncommon thought process on here. But this is the way that I run, and these are the ways that I think, and it works. It's something that works. People just want to see the real you. They're not interested in personas and dressing up in cockroach suits, even though it's funny to look at and whatever. People are not interested in this. It's just they want to see the real. They want to see what life has to offer in your house or at my house or Charm Charlie's house. Like that's what they want. They want to see that. So that's what we do. And we throw a lot of fun in the mix too. So
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, especially on such short notice. I truly
no
appreciate
problem.
you.
No
And
problem. Jay's a good
I,
friend,
I
man.
would love for you
Anything.
to thank you. And I would love for you to come back in the next few minutes if you're available with
Yeah,
Charm,
I'm not
Charlie.
going. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. The real deal. Go favorite him and show him some love as well. Thank you. I'll see you in a little bit.
No problem.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Welcome. If you're just tuning in, this is your featured hour, your featured show called Own It with me, yours truly, Cicely, aka That Cuban Girl. You can find me on YouTube at That Cuban Girl, on TikTok at That Cuban Girl Cicely, and on Instagram at Cicely Marion. I think Emoji J, if you can help me in the comment box with all of that. But I will break down a little bit why I want you guys to connect with me in all platforms. Number one, on Instagram, you can see my work that I do in the industry. It's a little bit more, even though I share a lot of my stories, it's a little bit more professional, right? My TikTok is more personal. My TikTok is where I talk about relationships and confidence. I even dance. TikTok's kind of like the platform where I'm just more me, I guess, sort of, right? Like I just post whatever it's in my heart. And then YouTube is where I share videos as well, like vlogs, and talk about confidence and give tips in like a larger scale. So this year I would love for you guys to all connect with me in all platforms. And I am always very active on the internet, so you can always find me there. So you guys, thank you for tuning in again. Welcome to Own It. This is your featured hour. Own It is the place where we can elevate ourselves. We can find inspiration. It is a good vibe show. Own It, the intention of Own It is for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. I always talk about this because I truly believe it is true. We all have a story that is worth sharing. All of us. It doesn't matter who we are, where we come from, our upbringing, where we live. We all have. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. We all have a story that is worth sharing with the world. And I just love that I'm able to share mine here with all of you, but also have other streamers come share their stories as well and uplifting topics. And talking about uplifting topics, the topic of today is how to find the value and the worth within yourself. And if you're just tuning in, I explained earlier on the show that the reason I wanted to touch on this topic is because one of the things I've realized throughout my life in the last 10 years of being in entertainment is that I was not able to achieve more things until I truly understood my worth and my value. And don't get me wrong, this is something that is still ongoing. I believe that the healing journey, the spiritual journey, the awareness, and the higher consciousness journey never stops. And so it is always ongoing. But the second you become aware and you start implementing all of these tips and all of these things that you share in your life, and you become more aware of your value, that is the moment where things physically in the 3D in this world on earth start shifting for you physically, where you literally start seeing them shift right in front of your eyes, and there's synchronicities happening, and there's these amazing things happening. And that's what I believe in, and that's what I share with you guys here on Own It. And I just want to always invite you guys to own who you are. I've mentioned this here before, but part of my story also is, and part of why I started streaming is because being in entertainment back in the day when I started, it was very superficial. It was in the sense that um, at the beginning of Instagram, for example, if you were a model, like, don't post that you're having a bad day. That was not a thing. That is more a thing now. But back then, it wasn't a thing. It was a very superficial world. And I truly started tapping into my authenticity in the last 3 years. And I'm super grateful that I did that because it's completely changed my reality, the people around me, just everything. And so I want to invite you guys to always own who you are and be authentic about who you are and share that. Don't be afraid of sharing that with people. And so, with that said, that is one tip. But also, the other tip I want to give you guys when it comes to this, it's simply, well, I always talk about this. Meditate. Meditation is really important. If you don't know how to meditate, you can just YouTube guided meditations. Even if you do 5 minutes a day, even if you do 3 times a week, that is more than enough. But if you don't like meditating and that you're like, that's not my thing, I think grounding yourself, it's very important. Grounding is very simple. All you have to do is go outside. If you go outside barefoot, that's even better. And that this is going to sound very hippie, but it really makes a difference. Just trust me and try it. You go outside barefoot on the earth, in the with the trees. in nature, simply close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. That is really going to change your day. The reason I talk about this when it comes about self-worth and self-value is because, in my opinion, one of the reasons why we struggle with self-worth and self-value within ourselves is because most of us don't stop to really do an like an introspection of who we are, or to really feel who we are, or to really figure out what it is that I need, what it is that I truly value, what it is that I truly love in my life, or what it is that I truly am passionate about, I truly want to share with people. And the breath has been something that has really helped me in the past few years. Simply taking 3 deep breaths helps with anxiety. It helps with just feeling better and not thinking so much and grounding yourself. And once you do that, then you can start thinking about, oh, wow, I could really let go of the stories that I've been telling myself, the stories that I'm not good enough, the stories that who would want to listen to me? Why would I stream, right? Why would I put myself on YouTube? Like, why would I TikTok? I'm not a dancer. No, like we all have value. And like I always tell you guys, we all have a story worth sharing. And excuse me, the second that you stop caring so much about what other people are going to think about you, then you can truly start tapping into your self-worth and self-value. And I don't think, I know that that's what has truly helped me in my journey of rediscovering who I am and the value and the worth that I have as a woman. But this is true for literally everyone, whether you're a girl or a guy. So I hope that helps you today, you guys. We're reaching the end of the featured hour. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for joining the show. We're not done quite yet. We have another about 6 more minutes, which I love that we do. But thank you guys. Today's topic has been truly amazing for me to talk about, to share with you. Thank you to my guest, Charm Charlie, and the real deal. And yeah, with that said, stay to the very end of the show, because whoever is my number one gifter, supporter of the stream at the end of the featured hour is going to become my newest bouncer. This is something I do every single Tuesday just to say thank you for showing up, for your energy, for listening, for simply being you, and for being here and sharing sharing your energy with all of us. Truly appreciate that. So before I go and I invite my guests back on the box, I do want to remind you, please do connect with me on YouTube at That Cuban Girl, TikTok at That Cuban Girl Sicily, and Instagram at Sicily Marine. And yeah, thank you guys for showing up and being here. So let me welcome back my guest. Can you guys request the box, please? Charm Charlie and the real deal. Here we go.
All the way from Atlanta, Georgia.
Thank you for being here,
What's
you
up,
guys.
brother?
You're in Georgia. Where are you, real deal?
I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. We're literally from everywhere right now. That's amazing.
Yep. Yeah, we
All
got all parts of the world here.
Jinx.
I love that. Well, I just want to say thank you, both of you, for being part of the show. I've really enjoyed talking to both of you. Charm Charlie's a dear friend. He's been on the show multiple times, but I really enjoyed that you were my second guest today, real deal, that I got to meet you and you shared your insights. And I basically wanted to invite you both back in the box because there's a question that I love asking everyone at the end of the show. And that question is, what is one thing you can own about yourself that has helped you throughout your journey?
One thing that I can own about myself that's helped me through my journey?
Yes.
Just me being me and owning that.
The one thing that I own is I own that I have a disability, and I don't let it define who I am, but I just keep moving through life, That that's what I say.
And I love that you do it always with a smile.
I could never not be smiling, okay? It's impossible.
Charlie's a good human, guys. If you guys don't know about Charlie, he's got a featured show that he does every Friday, and I've been a guest on the show as well there too. And yeah, he's a good human. So if you guys don't know about Charlie, make sure that you hit him up with a favorite. Also hit up our wonderful host here, that Cuban with a favorite as well.
Thank you. I'm so glad you mentioned that because I was like, Charlie, you're not going to talk about your feature show? What's going on?
Well, I mean, you said, what am I gonna own? You said own it.
That's right. You got to own that featured show that you do,
Oh
buddy. Come
yeah,
on now.
you're right. You're right. You gotta own it.
I know he fussed so hard for it to get that feature show. You got to talk about it now, Charlie.
I did see what we talked
So
about.
tell everybody what's your show about.
So, guys, I have a featured show on the app called "You've Got a Friend with Charm Charlie," and we talk about overcoming adversity and life challenges. That's all it is. It says Fridays at 4 p.m.
That's not all it is. His show is great, guys. It's a great show to go get some inspiration from. You want to see somebody that's had some adversity in their life, you don't have to look any further than Charm Charlie here, man. And the fact that he gets on here and he shares his story and he's somebody that people can really, really connect with, you guys got to go and check that show out. Go check his stream out because he's a good human.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're such an inspiration.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, Charlie. Not many people do what you do, buddy. Not many people go through the experiences that you go through in life on a day-to-day basis and then turn around and throw it in the limelight for everybody to see. So kudos. Because there's a lot of, there's a lot of people on this, like a lot of people on this planet that don't go through anything that you're going through, nothing like what you're going through, and refuse to get on places like this. So it shows Couth for sure, man.
And here we are. We're making the difference for people.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. That's what I love about this place. This place gives you that ability, right? Where you can make a difference. You just have to turn it on.
It does.
I love that. And for me, I just love that I get the opportunity to meet people like you. I would have never met you guys otherwise. So this is really awesome that we all do this. And I just want to say thank you both again for your amazing energy. Charlie, I have to be on your show again. It's been a while.
You do. We'll have you on again. All you guys do is message Emoji J.
That's true.
The most connected man on the app right there,
for...
Emoji J.
For real.
Literally, yes. Well, thank you both. You've been amazing guests. I really appreciate you being here. Everybody who's still here, please favorite both my guests, Charm Charlie and Real Deal. Check out their streams. Give them some love on all their platforms. And let's continue the journey of uplifting each other and supporting each other on here, and keep spreading the good vibes and the inspiration. I think that's what life's all about. So thank you both. And
can I just make a quick shout out?
See you guys later.
I just want to make a really quick shout out. Two things. First, my family, anybody that's come out tonight, the Good Vibe Tribe, I appreciate you guys. And I also am officially making the move over to Meet Me. So I've been doing a fave party every Thursday night on POF for the last 2 months. It's been really going well. We have live DJs. It's a fun night, man. So I'm going to be moving that fave party over to Meet Me every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. So come check it out, get your favorite stuff, and check it out.
That's an amazing idea. I'll come check it out and join you as well. That's awesome.
Appreciate it. And I appreciate being on the show too. Thank you.
Of course. Well, thank you, my loves. And you guys don't go anywhere because I'm going to give the shout out to the top gifter. But to my guests, thank you so much again for being here. You've been wonderful. And I wish you amazing things this 2024. But I'm sure I'll be seeing you around.
Yep. You'll see me roaming
100%.
around.
Bye, guys.
Take it easy.
All right, my loves. That was amazing. What a great time with such amazing people. I always love connecting with my guests, connecting with all of you. And before we go, because the feature hour is officially over, but before we go, as promised, I'm going to be giving the shout outs to all of you guys who supported the show today because whether sorry guys, I had to stop the screen recording, but whether it is through favorites, through hearts, through gifts, through absolutely anything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. Yay! John, Charlie, stop it. Thank you. Yeah, whether it's through whatever, even your energy or just being here, I truly appreciate you all. I couldn't be able to do this show without you watching or you being my guest or you commenting or, and this really warms. Thank you. This really warms my heart to be able to be part of the show. So, yeah, so shout outs to my top gifters today. Okay, I'm gonna start with let's do number 10. Let's do the 10. That's fine. 10, Kenny. 9, Bob. 8, Misty. I saw Misty commenting a whole bunch, so a special shout out for you, Misty. Thank you. 7, Emoji J. 6, JTMG. 5, Culinary. 4, Teed Up Pacific. Number 3, my dear friend Kim Possible. Number 2, my new friend Real Deal. And number 1, my dear friend forever